Over around 3 decades, from time to time, my wife has suggested that I write a modern version of Microbe Hunters, a huge international bestseller by Paul de Crayf, published in 1926. She possessed a 1940s American war issue paperback, still does in fact. It was a while before I actually read it. A quick look at the heroic stories of early medical science pioneers such as Pasteur, Koch and Ehrlich had revealed a style so far from the modern mode of science writing that it didn't seem a likely model. When I began to write on medical themes, among other biological topics, her message became more insistent. I protested that the flamboyantly dramatised approach of de Crayf is not the way medical and biological research are described for the general reader today. But as the idea of what is now thinking small and large became clearer to me, I was astonished to realise that unintentionally my topic really was a kind of microbe hunters for our time. But not as de Crayf had regarded microbes. For him, the point of hunting microbes was to kill them. But microbes are not primarily pathogenic predators on humans and other animals. How could they be? For over 3 billion years, microbes were the only living things on the planet. Extensive fossil evidence for true animals begins only 538.8 million years ago. Microbes are single-celled organisms. Bacteria, and a related line called archaea, only recognised in 1977, were the earliest organisms on the planet. Later came more developed unicellular organisms, the plankton of the oceans, that have modern cells like ours, with a nucleus, but for over 1 billion years never developed beyond being single-celled. Although some claims for multicellular organisms go back more than 1 billion years, there were no land plants till around 500 million years ago, no proto-humans till around 6 to 7 million years ago, no Homo sapiens until some 300,000 years ago. It is entirely understandable that in the late 19th century, the germ theory of disease, which had to be defended against widespread skepticism, as with climate change today, was such a powerful idea it made looking beyond that to the deeper role of bacteria difficult. When people moved into cities in vast numbers as the world industrialized, the toll of infectious diseases was one of the world's major problems. But for over 150 years, this focus totally obscured the prime role of bacteria in the environment. That microbes are principally something other than predators on human beings is well known to scientists, but not to a wider public. Microbes, in the biological oceanographer Paul Ferkowski's words, made the world habitable. In other words, a world with the right conditions for plant and animal life to flourish, not just microbes. Some fine popular books have been written on this subject, especially by Falkowski, Lynn Margulis, James Lovelock and Nick Lane. But there is a reason that this book could only have been written now. In 2004, the British Astronomer Royal, Sir Martin Rees, wrote Our Final Century, Will Civilization Survive the 21st Century? For a long time I jibbed against this idea that we were living in quite such an unprecedented time. There have always been doom warnings, and human civilization has always survived. But the developing environmental crisis does pose a risk to human civilization for reasons Thinking Small and Large will explain.